Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum has lost this upwards trending line of support yet again, but we're currently running into another important range of supports. On top of that, I'll be looking at the price action over all of these previous weekends to help determine the next Ethereum price target moving forward, and I'm also going to take a look at some other patterns and indicators on the chart right now. So definitely make sure you're watching this video from start to finish so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and what we can straight away see is obviously the fact that Ethereum has broken back below this upwards trending line of support, which was coming in at around 4,330 approximately. And so that's this white line just here, and that's basically the same trend line that Ethereum has been using for support this entire uptrend up until just a couple days ago. But even though Ethereum has broken below that upwards trending line of support yet again, the price is currently running into this important range of support, which is ranging between 4,220 and around 4.3k. And the reason behind that price range being there is basically because that was huge resistance for Ethereum back here in this area on the chart. And so when we break above resistance, that usually flips into support. So that's what we're testing right now. So it's actually really important that we remain above around 4,220, but really above around 4.2k. We need to remain above that. Otherwise, we could be looking at some lower prices. But for now, that's yet to be seen because we're still holding this level, at least at the time of filming this video. Now, just before recording this video, I was taking a look at some previous weekends here on the chart to take a look at what sort of price action we had over these last weekends. And so basically looking at all of the weekend price action within this uptrend so far, we can start to see a few similarities. And the first similarity is, of course, looking at the volume. We almost always see lower volume during a weekend, and that's to be expected. But another interesting fact about all of the weekend price action throughout this entire uptrend so far in Ethereum, and just leaving out the current weekend because obviously we haven't finished this weekend, so we don't know for sure how this weekend is going to turn out. So basically looking at the previous 4 weekends before this weekend, and half of those weekends, 2 out of 4, were actually bearish weekends. We did see downside price action in the weekend, but not overly bearish, just very slight downside price action. And then one of the weekends saw pretty much neutral price action, and the other one saw more bullish price action over the weekend. So just to quickly recap again, 1 bullish, 1 neutral, and 2 bearish out of the last 4 weekends during this uptrend. So when you're taking that into consideration and simply looking at the statistics and the probability of what we should be doing for this weekend, technically speaking, if you're simply looking at the data, it is technically more likely for us to have a bit more of a bearish weekend than a bullish weekend, considering the fact that out of all of these weekends in this uptrend, 2 out of 4 were bearish and only 1 out of 4 was bullish. So obviously this doesn't stop Ethereum in having a bullish weekend, so it's not impossible for Ethereum to have a bullish weekend. It's just simply slightly more likely for us to have a little bit of a short-term pullback into this weekend, and so far that's exactly what we're seeing right now. And keep in mind, we opened this weekend for Ethereum at around 4,420 US dollars per Ethereum UTC time. So basically, if you're looking at the most probable outcome for this weekend, it's simply more likely at this point that Ethereum could close this weekend below that price, below 4,420 US dollars. But what's very interesting is if you take a look at the price action that came just after each weekend, pretty much every single week so far, at the beginning of the week, just after the weekend, we've either had bullish price action or neutral price action. Just taking a look here, this first time round in the uptrend, we had bullish price action after the weekend. The second time round, straight after the weekend, we had neutral price action for the first half of the week, pretty much. The third week here, we had slightly bullish price action leading into more bullish price action later in the week. And just after the fourth weekend, we had bullish price action, at least in the beginning of that week. So even though we could have a little bit of some sort of sideways consolidation or a slight pullback in the weekend, when it comes Monday, it's actually more likely in this case that in the beginning of the week, we could see another gain for Ethereum. Now, what would happen if Ethereum really broke below these important support levels in the short term? So I'm talking mainly around 4.2k approximately. Well, anything below the initial range of support here, I'll be looking towards the 100 EMA on the 4-hour chart, which is coming in at almost exactly 4,000 US dollars, just above 4k. But considering the fact that we're in an uptrend, the EMA is moving to the upside. So even if we do break below these support levels just here, by the time we could make it down towards the EMA, that would be coming in at a higher value. And you can see here, zooming out further on the chart, throughout the uptrend, this 100 EMA has been providing perfect support for Ethereum. So obviously Ethereum doesn't have to go down that low, but I'm telling you, if we do, then I will certainly be taking that opportunity as a huge buying opportunity, considering the fact that the last 2 times we've come back down to this EMA, they have also been perfect buying opportunities. But of course, that's not financial advice. That's just giving you guys an inside look of my strategy. Now, zooming out to the 12-hour Ethereum chart and taking a quick look at the RSI, what we can see right now is the fact that Ethereum has just formed a small bearish divergence because we've seen a higher high in the price, obviously with that new all-time high that we set just yesterday. But in the RSI, we have seen a lower high, so that is a bearish divergence. And for the new viewers on the channel, what it basically means is just in the immediate short term, the bulls are losing a little bit of momentum and we could be due for a little bit of sideways price action, if not a slight pullback, just in the immediate short term, talking about perhaps over the weekend. And the last time that Ethereum actually saw a bearish divergence on the 12-hour chart was all the way back here in the beginning of August, nearly 3 months ago. And basically, after we formed that bearish divergence, what happened next for Ethereum? Well, we had a small pullback down into the 100 exponential moving average on that 4-hour time frame before we had a perfect bounce along that EMA and continued to the upside later on. So once again, this was only a short-term bearish sign for Ethereum. But something else to pay attention to on the 12-hour chart for Ethereum is the fact that we're still playing out this huge inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a bullish pattern. So regardless of what's happening here in the short term, even if we do see a bit more of a pullback, short-term pullback or not, it doesn't really matter on the larger timeframes when you're talking about this pattern in particular, which by the way, for the new viewers out there, the technical price target is coming in at around 4,700 US dollars per Ethereum, and that is still currently in play. And a short-term pullback would only mean that we'll just take a little bit longer to get up towards that price target at 4.7k. And just really quickly checking out the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart right now on the 4-hour time frame, and what we can see is obviously we're still in this parallel channel for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and right now we have seen another small rejection from this line of resistance, and the support line is coming in at around 0.069 Bitcoin per Ethereum. So that is the level of support to watch, because obviously if we break below that level, then we could potentially have some lower price targets come into play. For example, if I extend this line out further, which by the way was previous resistance on the chart, this is coming in at around 0.0653 Bitcoin per Ethereum. But obviously those lower price targets only come into play if we break below the initial levels of support, which obviously we have not done just yet. And right now the resistance for Ethereum versus Bitcoin is coming in at around 0.072 Bitcoin per Ethereum. And for those of you that haven't already, make sure you're following me over on my Twitter, because throughout the day I post these real-time updates to keep you up to date in the markets at all times, and you'll find a link to my official Twitter in the description down below. And if you enjoyed this video or got something valuable out of it, make sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And don't forget to share these videos around with your friends and family to get everyone involved in this amazing opportunity that we are seeing right now with this short-term pullback. And just before you're clicking off, especially for the new viewers on the channel, make sure you check out one of these uploads if you haven't already. In the bottom left, I've got a passive income video showing you exactly how I make passive income every day in the crypto market. And in the top left, I've got a trading tutorial video showing you how I trade crypto. But anyway, that is really everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.